Excuse me, sir. Here I am. I don't know. I started a new one. Fuck it. I don't know what happened. I'm inside on the Wi-Fi. I don't know why it kept buffering and being weird. Yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks. We started a new live because it was being fucking wacky. Inside on the Wi-Fi and it didn't want to work. So here we are. Nonetheless. Anyways. We've had some serious fucking trucking adventures the last couple of days. I mean, literally, like, I haven't been out in 5 months, and I'll tell you what, there was multiple incidents where it's like, oh, well, that's just fucking trucking for you. Like, you know, made me sound like I had Tourette's. Lovely. Lovely. Have you watched that show on TLC, Bailin' Out Loud? She has Tourette's. I think she got her start on TikTok. She's fucking hilarious. I mean, I don't think that her Tourette's is funny. I just think the way that it manifests, and she's just like super crazy and wild about it, you know? Like, I think I saw one. Her Tourette's manifests as like vulgar words, you know, like swearing and and she one of them, her fiance's name is Colin, and her dog's, I can't even remember what her dog's name is. Fluffy. I think Fluffy's one of her dogs, and she was like, Colin gave Fluffy gonorrhea. Like, that was one of her tics. Cracked me up. But you should check it out. It's called Bailin' Out Loud. It's on TLC. I think she's funny. She's a young girl. She's like 21. Yeah, your helmet and your jewel cup. Right. Like from the Deuce Bigelow scene. Yeah, right? She's fucking hilarious though. How about them wipers? Yeah, them wipers are sitting in the truck because it's windy out there and I'm not fucking around with it. Not today. Not today. Yeah. Probably not tomorrow either. It's supposed to be windy tomorrow too. What's up, girl dad? How goes it? Hit the like button. Thank you for the support. What are you doing today, Mama?
Going out to remeasure the passenger side before I cut out all that vinyl and fuck it up again.
Oh, okay. Mom made new DOT stickers for my steps. And my driver's side is a rectangle, right? So she measured it, she printed it, everything fits perfectly. The passenger side is a storage box as well, so it has a cutout in the plate that goes over the side of the step, so it has a cutout for the lock. And when she printed the stickers, like this much of the letter P in the word transportation dropped off. And because of the lock in the middle, like on either side of the lock, it's shorter, you know? Mom's off to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. No, she's remeasuring the metal plate that I have on the side of my steps on the passenger side because of the cutout for the turn lock, the handle lock turn thingy, whatever. So that she doesn't like the way that they're on there. And I'm like, well, it's whatever. Just fuck it. It'll be fine until I come back in November, you know, at Thanksgiving, and we can fix them. So yeah. You're watching the dogs in the background. Hello, Kesa. This is my mommy's dog. Oh, and this is my doggy. Hi, Kesa. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, hello. 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 This is my boy. He doesn't like it when I pay attention to mom's dog. Yeah, they are coming out in droves, huh? It's been a little while since we've had a lot of crazies in here, so, you know, whatever, we'll take it. This my boy. Do you want to go back trucking? You want to go get in a truck? Every time I go out the back door, he wants to go with me. I think he thinks I'm going to leave him here. Although we were gone like a little over 24 hours, and he was so excited when we got home because he wanted to play with his sister. That's my boy. That's my, oh, look, he gives hugs. He gives hugs. I'm a good boy. I am doing well today. I'm doing well. Are we not doing well? We are doing well, aren't we? He is adorable, isn't he? Look at the camera. Oh, he is a cow dog. That's my cow dog. He's so mad. He's still mad at me. I gave him a bath before we left, and he, while he's really good in the bath, he doesn't particularly like to get wet. Hello from England. Thank you. No, I don't, and I don't date. I don't have time to waste on bullshit. I got things I want to do with my life, and I have goals that I want to achieve, and I cannot achieve them with some man wasting my time being insecure and jealous and bullshit like that. So there's that. So I know, but his fur gets really coarse and rough because he's got that healer fur. So I try to give him a bath like once a month, once every 2 months, because then it makes his fur a little softer too. So
Your steps are not the same on both sides. Neither is that metal plate.
I know.
Passenger side is 3 inches shorter than the driver's side.
Oh, okay. You want to ask me a question? Americans so cheeky with everybody? What do you mean cheeky? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, if you're in reference to my live stream, you're obviously not paying enough attention because I'm just having conversations with people in the chat. So I don't understand the basis of the question. Is it in reference to my live, or because if it is, you're not paying attention to what's going on here. Secondarily, if it's in reference to other people's life, I have no idea. I have no idea because I don't fuck around with that shit. Cheeky means rude. Oh, trying to be funny. I don't know. I wasn't sure what the definition of cheeky was. I do like that though. I love that term. I try to work that into my fucking vocabulary. I don't know. I don't really watch other people's lives. I am busy, doing like my trucking stuff. I'm busy going to the gym. I'm busy posting content, things like that. So I don't know. Maybe that's what their following wants. I'm not sure. I don't know why people would be. Here's my take. here's a perfect example. So I met a guy at the gym. He talked to me. And we talked for a few days in text messaging back and forth. And he had said to me that I should feel lucky that he talked to me at the gym because he doesn't talk to anybody. And in my brain, I think that's kind of cheeky personally, by your terms. Oh, you call me love, it doesn't bother me. So this guy literally told me that I was lucky that he talked to me at the gym because he doesn't talk to anybody. And in my brain, I'm like, initially I'm like, ooh, that's a turn off. Like you think you're so special? Like I should feel lucky? Like, motherfucker, you talk to me, you know what I mean? But then my brain goes, well, maybe he's just trying to be funny, you know? Maybe that's just his personality. So then, if that's the case, fine, whatever, that's who you are. But I see that as you testing the waters to see how you can speak to me and what I'm going to allow you, like how I'm going to allow you to speak to me. Because if I allow that behavior, then it's only going to get worse in the future, right? It's going to become belittling and derogatory. But here's the other side. If you call them on that statement, like, oh, what? You know, then they're, oh, I was just kidding. When in reality, they weren't. They were just testing the waters to see how they can treat you and what you're going to allow and what you're going to accept. That's my opinion. He thought he was bloody entitled for you to talk to him. Yes. That was how I initially, that's how I initially took it. But again, if you stop before you react and you think about that, and it's like, okay, was he testing the waters to see how he can treat me in the future and how he can talk to me in the future? Because if you don't say anything, that type of behavior will continue and it will progressively become worse. And then if you do call them on it, they always use the excuse of, oh, I was just kidding. All right, TJ. I gave you a fancy. Nope, I don't know what that is. It means a favorite. Oh, you gave me a subscribe. I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. Thank you. I appreciate you. I am definitely intrigued by the different terminology used. So here's an example. You know, public water fountains, you can go get a drink. You know, like you push the button and the water comes out and you get a drink, right? So I always grew up on the West Coast, they were called water fountains or drinking fountains, right? In Wisconsin, they're called bubblers. Yeah. You know, so like when you go to the grocery store and you get the little shopping cart, you know, to put your groceries in. Some places they're called carriages. Other places they're called buggies. I've always called them a cart. So I'm always interested in how, even here in the U.S., like depending on where you live, things have different terminology. Just like in Minnesota, they're very, they sound very Canadian, eh? Don't ya know? So the terms are very different. Like they don't use bags, they ask for a bag. I don't know, I just like learning new stuff. You're a psychology major? Oh my God, we need to have conversations. You don't like his tactics, but he was just trying to be narcissist and yeah. No, we seriously need to have conversations because I absolutely love psychology. I studied it a little bit, but I'm not really good at writing papers. So I was like, F this, we're not getting a degree in it. Because it would take me a week to write a one-page paper because I suck at writing. So anyways, I absolutely love psychology. Like I've done years and 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 years of therapy and self-work and growth and personal reflection and evaluation and, you know, like, oh, when I was 15, this happened and I reacted this way. Well, why did I react that way? Oh, well, mentally, like this was what was going on in my life. And this was like how I was, how I perceived the world. And today at 47, I perceive the world differently. So then I think back like, well, if that happened to me today, what would I do? What would I think? How would I feel? Like, how would it impact me? You know? So yes, we should have lots of conversations. My dog's name is Chrome. You're a psychology major too. Oh my God, you guys. I fucking love psychology. I don't know why, but I do. I love understanding how people think, how people perceive, and how people react. Because then you can learn how to better communicate with them based upon how they perceive the world. You gave me a fancy, I didn't even know what that meant. Hey, thanks for telling me, because I'm like, what's a fancy? You know? All my tattoos are my favorites because they all have meanings. I absolutely love understanding other people. Anyways, that's back to the psychology thing. I look at other people and like what they're going through and how they react to things, and then I can see a lot of my old self in those people, and it helps me understand what they're like, what perspective they're coming from, if that makes sense. Chrome, come here. I'll get him. Hang on. Text him for sure. Come here. Not you. You're Kesa. Come here, Bubby. You're in England and someone gave you a bloody best breakfast. You had to say, I fancy this. Oh. Oh, you'll come back again. Okay, copy. Come here, Bubby. There's my doggy. Yeah, I'm here every Saturday at noon. Noon Central Time. So it's currently 12:34 on Sunday where I'm at. He's a good boy. Aren't you a good boy? Would you look at the camera? YouTube kid! Hey, by the way, I mailed your stickers yesterday. I don't know how long it'll take to get there, but they'll get there. I had to take them to the post office because I had to buy international stamps. Oh, sorry, it's Saturday. I'm sorry. Fuck. Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday, November, 8th? And it is 12:34. God, I'm a hot mess. It's Sunday in New Zealand. I know that. It's Sunday morning in New Zealand. Yeah. You guys, I just went out trucking and it was chaos for the last, like, it was like 36 hours I was on the road, and it was absolute chaos for 36 hours. Oh, you lost your dog last month? I'm sorry. I like that, us British say. I fancy that. It's, oh. You know, I feel like in England, you guys have way more proper English, and we're like super slang, you know? It's kind of like the difference in Spanish in Spain versus in Mexico. You know what I mean? He's a good boy. He absolutely loves people. I drive a 2003 379 Peterbilt. Oh, thank you. Can you request a 360? I'm not really the one that does that. I'm sorry. I have 3 adult children. They are 30, 26, and 21. Welcome back, Jason. Apparently my phone was freezing up before. So, yeah, it's the same time, 7:35. Hopefully. I don't know how long things take to go international. I weigh 140 pounds and I go to the gym. I do have a 30-year-old child. The majority of my regular followers have all seen him. He's a cheeky shit. I wasn't driving for 36 hours straight. I drove about 5.5 hours from Texas to Colorado. I had some paperwork stuff I had to do for the company that I leased my truck onto up there. And then I had to drive 5.5 hours back, but I had to sneak back through the middle of the night because I didn't have any registration for my truck. Yeah, no, I don't do OnlyFans. I don't sell my body for money. I have more respect for myself than that. Good morning, Ron. I don't do stupid human tricks. And I don't believe in selling my body for money. I'm sorry, that's just not who I am. At least 2 weeks. It might be 2 weeks. You should get it by Thanksgiving. Although y'all don't have Thanksgiving, but we do, like the end of the month. That's more or less what I mean. By the way, YouTube kid, there's a members only live on November 15th at 4 p.m. I do live in Texas. You are correct. I don't really pay attention to trolls. Sometimes though, like when they make absolutely absurd comments, I break it down, like the psychology behind it, you know? So when they come in here, what's up, Brett? Did you get your stickers yet? Ron, did you get your stickers yet? Everybody that was in the live last month, the members only live, did you guys get your stickers? Oh, you meant a cheeky 180 spin. Oh, I missed your joke. Yeah. She has wisdom. Jokes don't always come through in the right context when they're written, because there's no inflection behind them. I'm gonna call everybody bloody cheeky. I'm just saying. I'm learning new words and I want to try to work them into my vocabulary. I do not have a motherfucking OnlyFans, you guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Do I look like I have an OnlyFans? Do I dress like I have an OnlyFans? Am I talking about anything that would make you think that I'm willing to sell my self-respect and my own personal value just so you can see my fucking badge? That's disgusting. Go pay somebody else. Go on that page. Go look for those girls. Get the fuck off of my page. I don't give a motherfuck, okay? I work hard. And just because maybe you have a sexual desire for me does not mean that I'm willing to sacrifice my dignity and self-respect so that you can get your jollies off. Fuck off and have a nice day. Anyways, back to the life. Okay. Your order from the old store just shipped. No stickers yet. Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad that the members are getting the notification for the members only live. You decide you're funny. Yeah. People be crashing out on their phones. Man, I can only take so much before I fucking tell people right the fuck where to stick it. No, my content doesn't give off that vibe. You just perceive all women as being available for your sexual needs and desires, which says everything that we need to know about who you are, how you view women, and the purpose that you think that they serve in the world. So it says everything about you and nothing about me. So Yeah, bloody piss off, mates. That sounds so much better than go fuck yourself. I'm just saying. Yeah, my content says everything about me. It says I'm a fucking truck driver and I'm a person who goes to the gym and gives a fuck about my nutrition and fitness. That's what the fuck it says about me. So thank you for acknowledging that I post things about my real life and the way that I am. And if you don't like the fact I cuss, well, you can fuck right the fuck off too. I don't fucking care. Because my YouTube channel is, guess what? For me. For me. I do it for me. And if you like me, awesome, cool. We can have conversations. And if you don't, that's okay too. Because I'm just sitting here renting space in your head for free because you're over here getting all upset and bent out of shape. That's all I'm saying. Have a nice day. Yeah. What do you guys not understand? That, yeah. Exactly what YouTube said, or what YouTube kid said. Okay, well, you can leave. Have a nice day. You know what? If people think that they're going to go through life without rejection ever, then they're seriously confused. Get used to it now because it's not the first nor the last time it's ever going to happen. Rejection is inevitable. You're going to get rejected for a job. You're going to get rejected for a date. You're going to get rejected in friendships because they're not going to be there when you need them. Like if you are relying on other people for your happiness and your satisfaction, just fucking set yourself up right now for fucking letdown because nobody's perfect. And if you're trying to fill that void from outside of you, you will 100% always be let down. So there's that. Plans for today. Well, I was trying to change my windshield wiper blades on my truck. And mind you, while I can change an alternator, I can do fuel filters, I can do oil changes, I can change AC lines, I can do shit like that. I can't fucking manage to change the stupid windshield wipers. I can't ever get them to click all the way in. They make me crazy. You've been rejected for a job 2 times for the last 7 hours. Well, see, there you go. Yes, cheeky, yes. Don't change nothing. Well, thank you. I am who I am, and I can't be anybody else. You know, if I spent all my time trying to be who everybody on the internet wanted me to be, like my life would be miserable because I would never be able to get it right because you cannot please everybody all the time. Fuck, you can't even please some of the people some of the time. You know? So it's like, just be who you are. Everybody else is taken. You know? It's like, I don't know. I like me. I like who I am. And if nobody else likes it, it doesn't matter because I like it. And I'm the one who has to spend all the time with me. So I should like myself and fuck everybody else. Oh, thank you, Ron. I got a 100. I keep calling you Brett, but it's Brent. Anyways, you know what I mean. Did you see the post about the new merch? The new fucking truckin' merch design? I think it's super cool, but I would definitely like your guys' opinions if you've seen it. You don't like me. Awesome! Fucking, I'm doing something right. Fuck yeah, man. If I don't have haters, I'm not doing it right. You just bought a heated jacket? Oh, that sounds exciting. You appreciate it. Thank you. You like the look? Thanks, Ron. Yeah, I definitely am digging the new fucking truckin' logo. I might even revamp the pretty privilege logo. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. There you are. What am I vaping? I don't really like this thing. You came for smiles and you leave inspired. Aw, thanks. I don't get offended. Other people's opinions would have to matter for me to be offended. This has like a watermelon flavor in it. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it is what it is. You can't wait to see the hoodie you ordered for your daughter. The new merch is cool. Thank you. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how she likes it. That is a term that I have known since I was a child, Adam. You're showing your age just like me. But with age comes wisdom. Although I wouldn't want the wisdom that I have now. When I was younger, I wouldn't want the wisdom I have now because I wouldn't have gone through what I went through and I wouldn't be who I am now. You're off to the gym? Okay. Enjoy the gym. Yes, I have hats. I didn't change the logo on the fucking truckin' hat. I have fucking truckin' in just plain font and then in the script font. If you want, I can go in and put the new logo on a hat as well. You're sort of brave for a second? What do you mean? Why? Because you said my vaping doesn't please you? Thank you for the 100. It's like really my only vice besides swearing. Good morning to the great members. Yes. Thank you for the thumbs up. Members only live is November 15th at 4 p.m. Central Time. Base level memberships are $2.99 if you want in. On our last live, everybody got free stickers. So we try to do giveaways in the lives if you are interested. You also get early access to all of my new videos. 15th at 4 p.m. Yes. Also, I did just upload a bunch of new videos today, so you guys should be seeing those come through. Hello, hello, hello. We already went to the gym today. Today was back in biceps. And I like a lot of different music. Yeah. So, if you remember, you already saw those videos, you know about the chaos that I went through going up to Colorado while I was in Colorado, and then to get back down here safely and sneak past the scale houses. You guys know that whole story. So hopefully he can email me registration on Monday and I can go to work. You found guitar music today? I don't know, Terry. Is yours pink or brown? Just saying. Like, wildly inappropriate, which tells me that you think that women serve no purpose other than for your sexual needs. That's beautiful. So you literally have absolutely no character. So why would anybody want to even try to engage with you? Just curious. There's no quality. There's no quality. I'd rather have one friend or one person to interact with that has a quality character than 800 with no character. So, well, women are not objects, but when they pose questions like that, that tells you everything about them. That tells you exactly how they view women, and that women have no purpose and no need know anything in the world other than for their own sexual pleasure. So that's all. Yeah. I was, y'all, seriously, when I was in New Mexico and I had to roll onto that scale, I was like, oh, and he was asking about an inspection. I was like, ooh, damn it. Yes, I have no makeup on because I didn't feel like putting any on. I don't even wear makeup. I just wear eyelashes, and I didn't put none on today. Mostly because my eyelash glue's still in the truck. Because I loaded, you guys, I legit am so scared to take anything out of the truck and bring it in the house because I'm afraid I'm gonna forget it when I get back in the truck. No, I didn't wink at him, silly. He came up to me and was like, "How's your day?" And I was like, "Oh, just fucking trucking." And he thought that was funny. And then I just told him like what I was doing, and he goes, "Okay." And I mean, inside I'm silently panicking because I know my truck's good, but they're always looking for something, and they can find something if they truly, truly, truly want to, you know. So I was beyond grateful. Like when he told me to go, I'm like, "Okay, thanks," and I'm like pulling out, like waiting for him to change his mind. You gotcha. What if life led me to? I mean, it's cat and mouse, right? Isn't that what it was? Don't forget. Yeah, no, my pillows are in the truck. It is a cat and mouse game. Like their job is to try to catch us, and our job is to try to get away. So it is what it is. I got my pillow. I mean, I had to bring Meow and her litter box in the house, so I can't forget that. Um, you know, I got my wallet sitting out here. I just, I. Yeah, and I I don't even have any words for the level of ridiculousness that it takes to forget your fucking wallet when you go out trucking. Like I remembered everything else except for that. I did. I waited for him to change his mind. Like, nah, I think I'm gonna give her an inspection. I was waiting for it. Yeah, it's all sitting like right here on the end of the counter, out in the open, so I don't forget anything. I tell you what, did I not, how many times did I tell you guys? How many times did I tell you guys I always forget stuff? I mean, I said it more times than I can remember. And I took days to pack the truck so that I wouldn't forget anything. And I still forgot everything. Forgot something. Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, I know. Because when I was getting ready to leave, it was like, okay, just the last minute stuff. And fuck, I can't even make a list because I'll still forget shit. It's that bad. Yeah. I am old. It's part of getting older. You forget more and more things. So, yeah. 100%. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit I am 47 years old. Just add it to the list. You guys don't understand. I'll forget to check the fucking list. That's why it's like, it's fuck it. F it. It is what it is, You just suck it up to human error, being overwhelmed. Yeah, exactly. And this is what you guys always wanted to know, like, how come you never go home? Because that's why. Because when I go home, I forget stuff. I do not look 27. Shh. Haven't you seen the pictures that I've shown of me in my like early 20s? I look like a little kid. Yeah. No, I don't go to Florida. Because freight doesn't pay worth a damn to come out of Florida. I mean, it'll pay going in, but then you got a deadhead hundreds of miles out, and it's not worth it. Not to mention, y'all scale houses are terrible. What am I drinking? It's a Lucky energy drink. Watermelon. Wallermelon. I haven't had an energy drink in weeks and weeks and weeks. I think most people do kind things for other people all the time. If you're asking, I'm not gonna tell you yes or no. That's something that you should decide for yourself. If you want to, go ahead. If you don't, that's okay too. You always start your day with energy drink or coffee. I start with coffee. I do love my coffee. Love, 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 love my coffee. Yeah. Usually it's a protein coffee, you know. Like, what did I have today? I think I put the cookies and cream protein in my coffee today, post workout, because all my other protein's in the truck. Because if I take it out of the truck, I'll forget to put it back in the truck. The one, it's always sold out. What do you mean? Oh, the watermelon's always sold out? Somebody told me they saw Lucky in the store. And Lucky energy drinks in the store, and they were $2.79 a piece. And it's cheaper to buy a case of Lucky, because even if you pay $24 or $25 for a case, that's still $2 a can, and there's free shipping, you know? I have tried mushroom coffee. I don't particularly care for it. So if you order, and if you get on TikTok and you order Lucky when it's on sale, you can get that for less than $2 a can. I got a case for like 57 cents on TikTok once. I got a case of Lucky Energy for like 57 cents. And I got free shipping. It was totally worth it. Totally worth it. Essentially, it was almost free 99. So I do got to get these new windshield wipers on my truck, though. Oh, you're back. Welcome back, TJ. You gotta go do emails. Ugh. Eating crazy and less exercise. Well, it's never too late to get back on the wagon. Good luck with your day. 1 pound is not that big of a deal. I have been all over the place with my weight since I've been home all this time, because it's stress, and then I'm okay, and then it's stress and I'm okay. So just know, you know, getting back on track is a lot easier than you think. Cardamom? Put cardamom in your coffee? Yeah, I remember my wallet for sure. Golly. Definitely. It's sitting right here on the counter. I'm telling you. I don't think I'll forget my wallet again. After having done it this time. Have a wonderful day, Brent. And let me know when your stickers arrive. My wallet. Okay. This is my purse. This does not fit in my pocket. Okay. That's it. This is my wallet / purse. It does not fit in my pocket. I live in Texas. What do I got in there? My wallet, chapstick, receipts from trucking, and a notepad that has my fuel and oil filter sizes, and some belt sizes for my truck. That's what's in there. That's it. I'm not a girl. I don't carry a purse. Like, that's it. That's it. Live chat security. Got the poo-poo up in here. With as small as this is, it's like the size of my hand. Who's putting a change of clothes in this thing? I mean, if I was like 100 pounds, maybe a change of clothes would fit in there, but I'm not 100 pounds. Thank you for subscribing. I mean, if I was, and when I say this, I don't mean it in a derogatory way to anybody who is this small. If I was Twiggy, maybe, but I'm not. You know. A simple, beautiful woman. Thank you, Ron. So, yeah, it's, now I'm sure you guys can see why I forgot something so small. Ron, TJ said hi. Saturday needs to hurry up and get, it is Saturday. Yeah, it is Saturday. I don't have any desire to be a twig. I want, this is gonna sound crazy. I want to be built. I want to be jacked and muscular. That's more so than I am now. Oh, the 15th. Oh, you're waiting for the 15th. Yes. Yes. So you've asked me that multiple times and I've never answered you. Don't you think that the answer is motherfuck no? My integrity is not for sale. Go somewhere else. The hot rain box. Oh, copy. I know what that means. Oh, it's morning deer season. Copy. I don't know. Meowie, what is your problem? Come here. Come here, kitty. Well, if you catch me at a truck show, you can meet me there. Mom, I'll do it. Oklahoma. Meowie. You leave Stash alone. Psst, psst. Come here. Come here, kitty. Come here. Come here. Leave your sister alone. Come here. Miss Meow Pants. Yeah, you hear your girlfriend. Come here. Come here. Oh. Ugh. There she is. There's the mittens. That's Miss Murder Mittens. Miss Meow Pants. Kitty. Kitty. You're my kitty. You're my kitty. That was my son's snake. My son has a pet snake. Yes, I'm a truck driver. Me and Murder Mittens here, and my dog Chrome. Ooh, a floaty heart. Thank you, Ron. This Miss Mittens. They're my kitty. They're my kitty. Yeah, the first day we were in the truck, she hid under the covers all day. Oh, Southern California. I don't go to California. I don't have a California Clean Idol truck. So. Mm-hmm. Ron says, good morning, Mom.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Yes, it's afternoon. Not in California, it's not. It's only 11. Mm-hmm. She is like whatever this morning. Mom's so cute. I know. She just went in the craft room, y'all. So she's in there to go. The hobby hoe is in the hobby hoe cave. Okay, she's hobby hoeing. Just let her hobby hoe. Exactly, Mom is Mom. Without a doubt. And there's no change in it. Got up and went to the gym. It was a good day. Hopefully they'll email me the paperwork on Monday. You can tell I don't eat a lot of sugar. I love sugar, don't get me wrong. I have a massive sugar addiction, so I just try to stay away from it. Because once I start, I have a really hard time stopping. A chicken pecking at the door. So she wants to redo the lettering on the passenger step because the passenger step is smaller. It's not as tall as the driver's step. And it has the little lock in it. So the metal that I put on the step, it has a cutout in the middle. So when she made the stickers, they weren't to her satisfactory. Your wife has chickens. Yeah, but then you have fresh eggs, man. I don't go to LA Fitness. There's a gym here called Pro Fitness. And if I go, on the weekends, if I go anywhere between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., there's like hardly anybody there. And then if I go at like 6 a.m., Monday through Friday, there's hardly anybody there. That's when I like the gym the best because I don't have to really think about like, what am I gonna do? Oh, this machine's busy. Like, what else should I do? Like, I don't have to do any of that. I can just go in and I can get in my zone and I can work out and get shit done and get home and get on with my day. I'm that person that has to go first thing in the morning because if I don't go. The longer the day goes on, the less likely I am to go. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. I've always been like that. And when I was training for shows, I worked nights at a bar. So I had all the time in the world. And there were times that I would get off work at like 2 in the morning and I would go to the gym because there'd be nobody at the gym. So I had a lot more freedom. Like, I don't know. It just, all I did was like, I worked 3 or 4 days a week and I went to the gym. That's all I did. So if I didn't get up and go first thing in the morning, the day would drag on. There were times I went at 11. There were times I'd go at midnight, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, but that was also before everybody was into fitness. You know what I mean? Like, fitness is this new trend that everybody wants to be a part of. I did bikini. I was working up towards figure, and then I became a truck driver. So I lost a lot of size, sadly, but, you know, my body's been there once, it can go back. It's just going to take a lot of time. So, it's too early to have a beer. Way too early to have a beer. It's 1:15, and I don't hardly drink at all anymore anyways. I don't like the feeling of being even tipsy. I don't know. I'm just weird like that, I guess. They didn't get rid of female bodybuilding. Not in the IFBB or in any of the pro series. You just don't see a lot of female bodybuilders. There is a gazillion female bikini competitors. They did add a new category called wellness. And that is still bikini, but it's bikini with bigger legs. So, and then there's figure, and then there's physique and bodybuilding. So they recently added a new wellness category to the IFBB pro circuit. My goal was actually to compete in wellness. But they didn't really have wellness in the natural categories that I was doing, so it would have had to been figure. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the goal was, so bikini, oftentimes people look at them and go, is she fit or is she just blessed? You know what I mean? In the natural categories. And figure, there's no question about it. You know what I mean? So you look at a woman who competes figure and you know she works out, you know she goes to the gym, you know she's fit, you know she's worked hard for it. That was always my goal. So, yeah. I like the wellness category. You went to one of her shows in Rochester? I enjoyed competing. And I want to do it again. I just don't know how realistic it is with as much as I truck. The one that I admire the most doesn't compete anymore. It would be Dana Lynn Bailey. I love her physique. But she's retired. And she did Did she do figure or did she do physique? I think she did figure when she was competing. And I believe she got her pro card. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. You've never heard of Dana Lynn Bailey? Oh my God. Look her up on YouTube. She's married to Mark Bailey. She's trained with C.T. Fletcher and Kai Green. Like, yeah. She's badass. She's fucking amazing. Just putting it out there. My goal is to look like that. My body's version of that. That's really my goal. Oh, Killer Sally is the documentary you're talking about. I watched it. She did steroids and when she was a female bodybuilder. So in the pro circuit, pretty much everybody uses gear, as we call it. And that's fine. You know, it's like if you're competing amongst people who use gear, if you're not using gear, you're not on the same level. Does that make sense? So that's why I always did natural shows, is because I didn't have a desire to use any of that stuff. The female bikini competitors that use gear, they don't use any testosterone supplements. The female bodybuilders are actually taking low-level doses of test, and that's why they have more of a masculine look to their face. I have known a few females that compete figure, physique, bodybuilding categories, and you can see the difference in them visually, like in their facial appearances, from when they first started, when they were bikini competitors and not doing that, to where they're at now. It physically changes your features. No, absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. How's it going? It's going well. I never wanted to lose any of my feminine features. I particularly like the way I look. And I didn't want that to change, so I never wanted to do anything with anything much more than, like, if I'm gonna use gear, it's gonna be like clenbuterol, and Anavar, which don't use any test at all. They have a really square jawline. Yes, they do. So, you know, that was never something I wanted. What do you mean? Clouds your judgment. I mean, don't get me wrong. I admire the women, female bodybuilders. Like, I know how much hard work and time and dedication and consistency, and I mean, I admire the work that goes into it. I just don't want to change any of my physical facial features. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not beautiful. I have seen some that are jacked as fuck, and they are gorgeous. But if you look at what their facial features look like before, you can see a difference. That's all I was saying. So it's a choice, you know, we all are presented with choices in our lives, and that was a choice that I didn't want to make. I would rather if I'm going to use anything, it's only going to be clenbuterol, which is a fat burning, muscle sparing product, and Anavar. Anavar helps you maintain muscle. The purpose of the spray tan is because there's so many lights shining on you, and they spray you that dark because when you're actually on stage, you don't look that dark. First of all. Second of all, the darker you are, the more definition it shows. So, the tan accentuates the definition in the muscles. Like, I have a bunch of photos from my last show, and I'm like dark chocolate is what I look like. I was so dark. And there are pictures of me from stage where I look white, like this color, white, because there's so many lights on you. But competing requires so much time that I don't know if I'd be able to do it while being on the road. Like, I would probably have to take like the last 6 months off before the show, so that I could be absolutely consistent and in the zone. Because I don't like to do a quick cut. I like to cut for 6 months or more, slowly cut, so it's not as traumatic to the body. Because in reality, competing is not a very healthy sport, because we take our bodies down, women, 10%, sometimes even less, and that's just not a healthy place. It's not a livable place for your body. So when women's bodies drop below 10% body fat, they stop menstruating. I'm postmenopausal, so that's not an issue for me. But again, women's bodies will stop menstruating when you get below 10% body fat, because the woman's body is designed to sustain life, right? So if you have less than 10% body fat, you can barely sustain your own life, let alone sustain the life of another being that's growing inside of you. So it's just the way that the woman's body works. And while competing is fun, it does take an extreme mental toll on you, because you work so hard to cut all this weight and to get as lean as possible, and you start seeing veins and all this like striations in the muscles and all of this definition. And yes, I am. I actually had I had my hormone levels tested, and I am completely postmenopausal, so I already know that. But you start seeing all these veins and this definition, and you start seeing striations and muscles, and it's literally, you do all of that for one day. And then you start reverse dieting, and I promise you, you will gain at least 20 pounds in your first month. I've seen people gain 20 pounds in a week. It took me a month to gain that much, but I did gain 20 pounds back. So I went from being 130 to being 150 in a month. And that fucks with your head, because now there's no definition, and you have this excess weight, and you might have a little poochy belly, or my ass got huge. All these things happened, and it will fuck with your head. And that's what I mean. Like, it's not all water. It is not all water. It is actual weight. And it took me from January of 2018 until like April or May of 2019 to turn that excess weight into actual muscle. to the point where I, again, was lean. I had a flat stomach. I was still 150 pounds, but I had visible muscle changes. Like I had separation in my quads, and I was, let's see, my 1 rep max was like 189 on a squat. It takes a lot of time. So, I mean, I loved the body that it developed into, but it took a lot of personal growth and mental health awareness and constant reflection and things like that to get through it. It's not a either or, it's both. I know where I want to be fitness wise. I know how much muscle I want to have. I know what I want my body to look like. And with your body looking that way, then comes performance, then comes increased strength, then comes increased weights, you know? So it's not one or the other. I mean, if I was looking for the visual, I would just try to get skinny. So I don't know if that makes more sense. Like everything I do in the gym is to maintain my health and my fitness. But it's also to help me with the job it is that I do. Like, yes, I do drive truck. I drive truck, and everybody thinks that we're, fat and overweight and out of shape. But I love to haul flatbed. So having strength is important if you're going to be flatbedding anyways. And having strength with proper diet, etc., gives you a better mindset, a clearer head. It makes it easier to do the job it is that I do when you don't have brain fog, and when you can focus, and when you're sleeping well at night, and when your mental health is good. So maintaining my fitness while being a truck driver helps me do my job better, if that makes any sense. It's more for fitness than it is for looking good. Looking good is the side effect. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's going on? So it's really hard at the end of your day to get out of the seat and work out. And I'm not saying it's not hard, because even me, I park, pull the brakes, take my dog out, and I immediately want to go lay down in the bed and do nothing and be lazy. It takes a lot of self-discipline to make yourself do a workout. Like when I drove up to Colorado, just the other day, it was a 5.5 hour drive. I wasn't tired. I mean, I was like, ooh, I haven't driven in 5 months. I'm a little tired. But the habit of just laying in bed and relaxing after working, it was like, I have to get up. I got up and I think I did like 100 push-ups and 100 chest flies because I had to do something. I had to make myself do something, So it's like, if you don't work out, at least get out of your truck and walk 2 laps around your truck. And I know 2 laps doesn't sound like a lot, and it's not, but it's something, and it's a step in the right direction. So even on your worst days, if you get out and you force yourself to walk 2 laps, you're making more progress than just climbing in the bed and watching TV or going to sleep or whatever it is. If you park and you're just stopping for like a 2-hour nap, you can get out, you can walk 2 laps around your truck, get in and get your nap, and not have spent more than what, 5 minutes walking 2 laps around your truck. Not that big of a deal, you know? I focus glutes 2 to 3 times a week, more 3 times a week when I'm in the truck, because I don't want to lose any of the development that I do have. So there are people that work 9 to 5 jobs Monday through Friday and they sit at a desk all day. It's no different than us sitting in the seat, you know, for 8-10 hours a day. So there's competitive athletes, you know, there are pro athletes that have 9 to 5 desk jobs. So it's a matter of maintaining consistency in your workout in order to not lose development. If I sit too long without moving, I start to get cramps and things like that. So I make sure that I am stopping fairly regularly to take my dog out just to walk around a little bit and get the blood flowing. My body hurts more if I don't work than when I do work out, if that makes sense. Like, my body doesn't do well with stagnation. No, I don't have a boyfriend, and no, I don't fucking want one. Relationships are not anywhere near my idea of happiness. I have more interest in achieving the goals that I have set for myself than I do for having somebody to fill the lonely void or whatever you guys want to call it. I'm perfectly happy by myself, and I'm perfectly happy putting all my attention on my goals and achieving them. Well, yeah, it's absolutely a challenge to... There's no balance in trucking, and we all know that. There's no such thing as balance. There's no... it's just consistently inconsistent, you know what I mean? And so with that being said, you have to force yourself to do it, because willpower is a muscle. It's, you know, the more you force yourself to do stuff, the easier it becomes, the more it becomes discipline over motivation, because motivation's garbage. You know, you're never gonna feel like it, and there's not gonna be somebody there to push you to do it all the time. So you have to be the person who saves yourself. You know, there's nobody gonna be there to save you. You have to do it yourself. And once you start making yourself do it, and you stop procrastinating, and you flex your willpower, the easier it becomes. You got out of the psychological torture of relationships. I mean, oftentimes it can be. I think that there's wonderful situations where, you know, both people in the relationship are healthy and they have a healthy relationship. I just think that that's fewer and more far in between than it used to be. And that is the biggest issue in relationships today, is they each go into it with this idea of what a relationship should be, but they don't communicate that with their partner. And so both people are, this is my idea and this is your idea, and you're pushing for this, and you guys are not meeting in the middle because you haven't talked about what it, you know. I think that's the biggest thing. And you couple that with insecurity and lack of self-worth and self-value, and that is an absolute recipe for disaster. But with the age of the internet, you can just move on to the next and constantly stay in the honeymoon phase where everything feels good relationship-wise, from one relationship to the next to the next. That's why people become serial daters, you know, because when it gets hard, it's easier just to go on to the next one because there's like unlimited access, you know? So I just choose to not waste time finding out that most people are like that. There's very few creatures in the world who are truly monogamous. Lobsters, mallard ducks, mate for life. Ultimately, I hate to say this, but human beings were not designed for monogamy. So that's part of the reason what makes it so difficult. The other part of the reason is because people stop dating each other and they get comfortable and they don't think that they have to work on it. And when you stop working on something, whether it's the gym, your job, or your relationship, it will fall apart. So that's the other issue. Monogamy with children isn't normal either. There are plenty of married people with children who are not faithful to their vows or to their partner. It is what it is. It is human nature to be interested in other people. And it is human nature to want to be desired by whatever gender you prefer to be desired by. So when you're not working on your relationship and somebody else desires you and you desire them back, it fills that void that's missing in your relationship because you're not putting the work in your relationship, because you're not communicating, because you're not growing together, because you're not building on it. You've gotten comfortable and you've gotten lazy and complacent, and then it falls apart. So it is what it is. I mean, when you break it down. And again, it boils down to accessibility. You can just hop on an app and there's hundreds of thousands of people in there that will pay attention to you and fill that void that you have in your relationship. So let's just find another one before we leave this one, is the new mentality. And it's terrible because people are so afraid of being alone. You know, when you're alone with yourself. And if you don't like the thoughts in your head and you don't like the ideas and you don't like yourself, being alone is scary. And so they just move on to the next one. If you don't like yourself and you're getting your self-esteem and your self-worth from the likes on your social media, and you're in a bad, in a relationship that's not feeding that, and you're not getting the likes on your social media, then yeah, you're going to go look for that happiness somewhere else as well. Because again, you haven't done the self-work. So I personally have done a lot of work, and it's a never-ending journey. You're constantly working on yourself. You're constantly looking at yourself and evaluating yourself and, questioning your perspectives and your ideas and, why did I interpret it this way and why not? You're just constantly, if you're working on yourself, you're constantly doing that. And when you get to that point, you don't want to fix somebody else. You don't want to have to pour into somebody else's cup who's incapable of pouring into your cup. And it just becomes easier to not pour into anybody's cup because you're so busy pouring into your own cup. I'm not trying to give away my time and my energy on people who haven't even done the work on themselves, if that makes sense. So, plus I like my life. I like my life the way it is, and I don't want to have to make changes and accommodations. You know, I don't want to have to not post something because that hurts somebody's feelings, or everybody is hyper focused on the physical because, again, that is a superficial aspect. Like, we all age, we all get older, we all get wrinkles, we all get gray hair. I mean, if you're lucky enough to live that long, but it happens to everybody. And if you hyper focus on the physical and you don't see everything else, one day that physical is not going to be there. So there's that too. Yet another reason why I don't date. Because everybody who wants to try to talk to me like that, they talk to what they see. Don't get me wrong, compliments are nice, but I don't want to hear that I'm sexy or I'm beautiful or I'm gorgeous or I'm this or I'm that. I don't care. I want you to talk to who it is that I am. The part you can't see, you know? And most people don't know how to do that. So it's like most people don't understand sapiosexual and demisexual. They are sexualities that require mental connection and intellectual connection. So, yeah. Which both have nothing to do with the visual and physical. So, but 'tis the world we live in. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I have certain questions I ask. There are things that are important to me, you know. Like I always ask, like, do you drink coffee? And the reason I ask is because typically people who drink coffee in the morning have a routine. You know what I mean? Like they get up, they make their coffee, you know, they get ready and they go to work. On weekends, they get up, they drink their coffee, you know, like they're people who typically have routines. I need that, you know, like I have a routine every morning, whether I'm at home or whether I'm in the truck. I ask if people like, do you hit the snooze button? That's important to me because if you're a snooze button person, I can't do it because you're going to hit the snooze button 85 times laying in bed next to me, and I'm going to wake up every single time your alarm goes off. If I don't have to be up, I think that that's rude and inconsiderate, and I don't want to deal with it. You know, do you go to church? I personally don't need to go to church to have a connection with spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it. And I won't date somebody who does go to church because eventually they're going to want you to go to church. No matter why church is so different. No, it's not. They're all the fucking same and I don't want to go. You know? They're just very simple, very basic questions that tell me a lot about somebody. You know, like what's your favorite color? And give me 3 reasons why. Because that tells me how you view yourself. Like your favorite color and your 3 reasons why tells me how you view yourself. Your favorite body of water or your favorite type of water, whether it's snow or ice crystals or lakes or waters or streams or ponds, and 3 reasons why, tells me how you view sex. Your favorite animal and 3 reasons why tells me how you view your partner. Like, these are all things that can give me insights into somebody, and, you know, they don't even realize it. And I don't do it to trick people. More often than not, when you ask somebody like their favorite color or their favorite animal and they can't answer you, like I have a friend, I asked him that and he's like, I like all animals. And I was like, which one's your favorite? And he goes, I like them all for lots of different reasons. Okay, so you like all women for lots of different reasons. You know what I mean? It's like, he's a good friend of mine. I'm not judging him. I'm just saying, like, there it is, you know? And people who can't answer the questions, can't give you reasons why, are people who don't know themselves. It is. It's a great way to get a feel for people. Awesome. I'm so glad I'm wasting your time. I love wasting other people's time. Thanks for letting me waste your time. This has been wonderful. And now I'm living rent-free in your head for however many pointless minutes you sat here. And people like that say things like that because they don't like having to look at themselves. They don't like having to understand themselves. They'd rather just project it on other people, because as long as it's somebody else's fault, they don't have to make any changes. And it's like, okay, well, you know, you don't trust women because your mom abandoned you. Okay, well, let's send your mom to therapy and you'll get better. Like, there's the logic in that, you know? So people who don't understand themselves don't get any of my time. You heard of the psychology test? You've given the same test to many of your friends? Oh, thank you for subscribing. We don't always talk like this, by the way. So I don't want you, like, a lot of my videos aren't about this. My videos are about trucking. I'm a truck driver and I go to the gym. I was a fitness competitor before being a truck driver. So just know that the vast majority of my videos are about that stuff. So my lives, oftentimes we get on topics like this because, well, I spend a lot of time alone in the truck driving and I think about a lot of things. And psychology is something that I absolutely love, because the more you can understand other people and their perspectives, the better you can communicate with them without misunderstandings. So just so you know, Saturdays at noon Central Time, which it's 1:49 here now, I do a live every Saturday, and we just talk about whatever. We talk about what happened this week in trucking, or truck breakdowns, or we talk about my pets, we talk about psychology, we talk about relationships, we talk about people's reactions and behaviors in the text, you know. So I just want you to know that it's not always like this, but more often than not, this is the type of conversation that we, for some reason, end up in. So, FYI. Oh, well, thank you, Amy. Well, yeah, you never let people know when you're asking them these questions, like, what's your favorite color and 3 reasons why? You don't tell them why. You wait till the end, and then you tell them what it says about them and what they told you about themselves. Because, and then oftentimes I found, like, when I do that, they're like, oh, well, you know, I also like this color for these, you know, they try to change their answers. And it's because they don't like what that said about them, so they want to try to change the answers. You know, you always take the first answer. You do not, like, oh, my favorite color is red because blah 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 blah, and then you tell them, like, oh, well, you know, at the end, like, oh, well, that tells me that you view yourself like this, you know. Oh, well, I also like blue because it's really calming, and, you know, yeah, you don't let them do that. Yeah, when I don't show people my feet, all of a sudden my life is boring. I know, I know. I'm doing all right. I don't really, the people who engage with me are the people who get my attention. Everybody else, it's like, you know, I don't mind engaging with them, but be appropriate. You know, clearly there's no segue into, hey, let me show you my feet and what's going on here. First of all. Second of all, you're on the wrong platform if you're trying to view feet. There's a platform called Feet Finder. Go over there, you know. Yeah, I'll be running oil field. I'm going to be loading in Arizona and delivering in New Mexico, running sand. So I think we're leaving Monday, Tuesday at the latest. So we just went up to Colorado. We had to get a VIN check done on my truck. Then we had to sneak back down to Texas because we weren't able to get the temporary registration. And I forgot my driver's license at home like a ding dong. So now we're getting the registration Monday. So if they email it to me, I can leave Monday. If they just overnight ship me the plate, then I can leave Tuesday. I live in Lubbock, but I don't run the West Texas oil fields. I have run the West Texas oil fields out in Midland and Odessa. But I left there in May because the well we were on was ridiculous. Like I worked maybe 2 or 3 days a week because the well was always down. So we're gonna give it a shot out here. We're gonna load in Arizona and deliver somewhere around Farmington, not Farmington, New Mexico, but somewhere around that area. Supposedly I can do like a load and a half a day, and the pay is pretty good. So, yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. I mean, I could always go into Dallas and I could haul rebar. I could go up to Indiana and I could do aggregate. I know somebody that has a lead on bees. I could haul bees. There's no shortage of work that you can do. I just don't want to work with brokers. So the only work that I'm willing to do right now is contract work because I'm not paying a broker 40% of the load. I don't know if it's so much that it's slow during the winter as it is because when you're running sand, it's frac, so it depends. Are they fighting pressure? Like, how long does it take to get the well up and running? Are there any problems? Is there lightning storms? Like, there's a lot of things that can delay and slow down the well. You need go-go juice? All right, I'll see you later. So running oil field is like gambling. It's like when it's good, it's really good. And when it's bad, it's really bad. And if you have 2 crappy wells back to back, you're struggling. But if you have 2 good wells back to back, then you're stacking cash. So it's high highs and low lows, and I don't really like that kind of a swing. I prefer something that's a little more consistent and steady. So we're gonna go give this oil field stuff out in Arizona a go and see what happens and run it while it's good and get the fuck out when it goes bad and go do something else because we have other contract work we can do. So there is, you know, I am grateful for that. And that's the number one thing in trucking is just being able to, you know, have the ability to change. Oh, are you talking about that star? I didn't know what star you were talking about. My mom made that one. She made them. Thank you for the, yeah. You were gonna go do oil field or running cattle. I do like consistent work as well. So oil field has to be hard. It can be. You just when it comes to your truck, I literally don't do more than like 3 to 5 miles an hour on the lease road because I'm not trying to beat the shit out of my truck, and those roads can be really rough. So, you know, if we find that it gets too cold for my reptilian body, then we'll come over to Dallas and run rebar, you know. There is some aggregate work in Louisiana, but that job's on hold at the moment. There's so many options, and the more flexible you are, the more opportunities you have to maintain consistent work. They run from the north to the south in the winter, and then in the spring they go back north. So they kind of sort of run all year, but also in the off season there's honey. You haul honey as well. You have the 150 air mile exemption from loading and delivery. So you do have an extra 300 miles you don't have to log when you're running bees. And DOT doesn't particularly want to fuck with you because when you stop, the bees will all swarm around your truck. So, because that's their home, you know? Yeah. Is it consistent? I would assume so. I mean, I know somebody that hauled bees for a long time and he absolutely loved it. And that's all he did was haul bees. I don't know. I mean, I think cotton's getting ready to kick off here in Lubbock. And it runs from fall, early winter until late summer, you know. I just don't really know what cotton's paying right now. Yeah. I love trucking. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Trucking is absolutely so enjoyable to me. I love the freedom. I'm an owner operator, so I don't, I'm not a company driver. Nobody tells me where to go, when to go, and how to go. I have the ultimate decision at the end of the day. If I want to take, 3 weeks off, damn it, I take 3 weeks off, and nobody says shit to me, Call new B driver. So for me, it's the freedom to be able to go home when I want to go home, stay out as long as I want to stay out, decide where I want to go. If it's snowing, I ain't going, and being an owner operator, I can say that, like, oh yeah, it's snowing, we're not going that way. So I couldn't do it as a company driver. I've tried. I'm not very good at it. I was a company driver for probably the first year and a half, almost 2 years of my career. And I was pretty much miserable because I want to make the fucking rules. That's just me. That's who I am, and that's how I work. As an owner operator, I want to book and dispatch myself, because if I take a shitty paying load, I don't have anybody to blame but myself. If I take a load that is on a super tight window, I don't have anybody to blame but myself. Like, it is what it is. Like, I need to be in that kind of control, because if I'm not, I'm fucking calling somebody up and I'm yelling at them, and I don't like to treat other people like shit unless they've treated me like shit first. And so when somebody else is booking my loads, in my mind, well, why did you take this load for $225? Why didn't you get $250? So that's why I don't use dispatchers. Any of my brokered loads, I negotiate myself. Oil field gets to be a little difficult because it typically works on a rotation, and I don't do really well driving at night. So any oil field contracts I get, I make sure it's with somebody that I know, who will basically let dispatch know to not starve me out and not punish me for being a daytime driver. So yeah. I did make a video about a bee in my truck once when I was out in West Texas. And I shooshed him out my truck like 3 times when he flew in the front window. And then he climbed in the hole in the screen in the back window, so I squirted the hell out of him with Clorox. I mean, I tried really hard to be nice, but he just was persistent on being in my truck, and so I had to do away with him. He was given ample warnings. He was kindly escorted out several times. My life is never boring. It's full of life. Thank you. So that's part of the reason why I'm not so sure if I want to haul bees. I've only been driving for 6 years, since 2019. I've owned my truck since 21. 20? April of 19 to, yeah, I bought my truck in 21. So yeah, I'd been driving 2 years when I bought my truck. I am 47. Hello, kitty. You're thinking about buying a truck? I mean, that's something that you have to decide for yourself. My truck's paid off. I have no payments. I don't own a truck. I don't owe a truck payment. My truck has been paid off since 22. Custom trucks are expensive. I bought a work in progress truck. I've rebuilt the motor. I've done new hangers, rear hangers, new shackle hangers. I've done kingpins, I've done bushings, I've done AC compressors, I've done alternators, like I've done a lot of shit to my truck. I need to do a transmission. So yeah, trucking it can be expensive. And as hard as we run these trucks, there's always going to be something that needs to get done, you know. So you have to be really, really good with finances, and you have to put pretty much everything back into the truck. I personally whittled down my personal bills to the absolute bare minimum, which was a couple $1,000s a month, you know, between rent and bills and all of that stuff, and everything goes back into the truck. Right. A lot of people aren't buying trucks right now because of the way that everything's going, you know. Like if the rates were to come back up, sure, totally worth it, you know. Double up on your payments and pay it off early and be free and clear, you know. It's a lot easier when you don't have a monthly truck payment, but you still have insurance, you still have auto cargo liability, you still have bobtail, you still have fuel, you still have maintenance, you still have repairs, you still have tires, you still have oil changes, you know. All of that stuff is still there, you know. Like I do my own grease jobs. I do the small repairs that I can do myself. Like this transmission, I have to baby my truck for a few more weeks, and then I can go get my transmission done. So, you know, it's just, you figure it out. I actually had somebody offer me to go do concerts. He was saying that it's mostly short hops. No, my license is sitting right here in my wallet, right here on the counter. But concerts is mostly short hops. It's, you know, overnight trucking, but it's like 150 to 400 miles overnight. Anything, you know, that's 500 miles or more is a 2-day trip kind of thing. I'm just not sure that my backing skills are quite set for that. I'm just saying. Some of those arenas and some of those locations are so freaking tight. And that scares the hell out of me, because the last thing I want to do is fuck up some shit while I'm hauling for some super famous band. You know what I mean? I mean, it sounds super cool. It does. It sounds super cool to have that. And they're really good to the people. A lot of times they'll put you up in a hotel. So you sleep in a hotel during the day while they set up. And while the concert goes on and you're ready to go as soon as the concert's over and they tear down, you know, like they feed you and they do all kinds of stuff. Like they treat you really, really good. I actually know a guy that does it. But it can be torturous when you got a bunch of like, you know, a show every night, you know, like it can be torturous after a while. Back her up, driver. No, no, that's not possible. Right. Wouldn't that be nice? No, because I'm greedy and I don't want to split the profits with somebody else. I mean, it's a great way to get better at it. And I know this because I have a friend that does it. There's actually like a lead driver and there's, you know, you have a walkie-talkie or CB or whatever, and they're telling you to the right, to the left, like they're really good at guiding you in and all of that. But yeah, it's year-round work for concerts. But you're on tour. Here's the thing. Let's say, you know, whoever, they go on tour and it's an 18-month tour. You're out for 18 months on tour with them before you get to go home. So it's a commitment. And you got to go to places like fucking New York. I don't want to go to New York. I don't want to go to Canada. You know, I can't go to California. My truck's too old. I can't go to California. Not to mention, but in order to get into concerts, you pretty much have to know somebody who's already doing concerts. It's kind of like livestock used to be. You know, you couldn't haul livestock unless you knew somebody who hauled livestock, who vouched for you, who got you in hauling livestock, you know. I think now they hire anybody hauling livestock. It's not as prestigious as it used to be. You're laid up in a room during the day while they set up. So it's like your, you know, your 10-hour break or whatever. They put you in a hotel. There's always human trafficking for Biden. Oh, good God. No thanks. No thanks. That's a whole side of everything I don't want to be involved in. No schmank you. So, I do need to eat some lunch though. I should probably get off here. We've been on here, what, 2 hours now? So, for anybody who's interested, I do have a whole merch line. I have 2 different shirts right now. One says fucking truckin'. It's brand new logo for fucking truckin'. Well, I have 2 versions of fucking truckin'. I have a very pretty fancy script version. It says fucking truckin', and then I actually have a brand new logo version for fucking truckin' that seems to be much more appealing to the men. And I also have Pretty Privilege. I have baseball hats, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts. I have women's tank tops, and I have stickers. I did pin it. I did pin, I think, the new logo shirt. Truckandunicorn.com. If you use code UNICORN, it will save you 20% through the end of the month. So, and then November, so every Saturday at noon, I'm here for a public live. Saturday the 15th, I'm back at 4 o'clock for a members only live. You have to be part of the membership. there's a join button. Just click the join button if you want to join membership. Memberships start at $2.99. We do giveaways in my lives, in my members only lives. Members get early access to videos. They get early access to merch discounts, early access to new merch drops, things like that. All of the benefits are listed. If you just go to the join button, you can check out the different memberships and the perks that you get in the different memberships. So yeah, merch and memberships if you guys are interested. If not, that's fine too. I will see you guys maybe next Saturday at noon. Thanks for hanging out with me. Everybody have a wonderful Saturday. And I'll probably be on the road next Saturday when we do our live. So take care.